محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
وعليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. We begin in the name of Allah. We seek His mercy and we seek the help of Allah from the evil within ourselves and from our misdeeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can lead astray. Whomsoever Allah allows to lead astray, none can guide. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah alone, having no partners. And that Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is his slave and messenger. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who believe, be mindful of Allah as is His right, and die not except in the state of being Muslim. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. O mankind, be mindful of your Lord who created you from a single soul and from it extracted its spouse, and from the pair of them created many men and women far and wide. Be mindful of your Lord in whose name you make requests of one another. Beware of severing the ties of kinship, for indeed Allah sees all that you do. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. O you who believe, be mindful of Allah and speak in a direct fashion and to good purpose. He will set your deeds right for you and forgive you your sins. Whomsoever obeys Allah and His Messenger truly has achieved a great achievement. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Indeed, the truest of word is the book of Allah, and the best of guidance is the guidance of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And the worst of affairs are those that are newly invented, for every newly invented affair is an innovation. Every innovation leads to going astray, and everything that leads to going astray is in the fire. Amma ba'd, as to what follows, brothers and sisters and respected elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us many, many blessings. Not only by us becoming Muslim, but one of the biggest blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us is that He's given us all of the tools and mechanisms in order to correct any situation that we may find ourselves in, whether in the individual capacity or in the group capacity. And it's no secret that today the Muslim Ummah, unfortunately, is not in the greatest place. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And I would say that the izzah and the power and the respect of Islam would probably be at an all-time low right now. And we ask ourselves why that is. Is it due to the lack of numbers? Well, according to most censuses, they put the Muslim population between 1.6 and 1.8 billion Muslims around the world. 1.6 to 1.8 billion Muslims around the world. And Islam itself is the fastest growing religion in terms of conversion rates. So Islam has the most conversions than any other religion, and in terms of birth rates. Muslim families have the most children compared to any other religion in the world. Allahu Akbar. So maybe it's a lack of money. Maybe the Ummah has a lack of money. But if you look at every Muslim country or a country with a majority population being Muslim, Forget even talking about Saudi and Kuwait and Qatar and all these very wealthy countries, but these countries have the most natural resources in the whole world. Whether it's oil, it's gas, it's gold, it's diamonds, it's copper, other resources that we use to make electronics like our smartphones, our computers, batteries, cars, all of this stuff. The majority of these natural resources are found in the Muslim countries, in North Africa, in Central Africa, in Southern Africa, in the Middle East. All these areas where the majority of people are Muslim, these have the most natural resources. And leads people to speculate that's why these countries get a lot of other countries getting involved in their politics and their economics so they can get a piece of those natural resources. So, and even in Africa, they say the next great emerging economy is in Africa. They have exploding population, they have a huge birth rate, and they have very cheap labor. So a lot of money and resources have been poured into Africa, in every country in Africa. So it's not the money, it's not the lack of money, it's not the lack of resources, it's not the lack of manpower or the lack of numbers. What is causing the Muslims to be in the situation that they're in today? Because a lot of us think we have Allah on our side. We have Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam on our side. We have the Quran on our side. We have all of this with us. So why are we in this situation? Why is the Muslim blood so cheap? Why are there millions of Uyghur Muslims in China being thrown into horrendous conditions into concentration camps? And you hardly ever hear about it on the news, if at all. How did we get into this situation? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, هذه ummati, or this is my ummah. This is a nation that has mercy upon it. And its punishment is not in the hereafter, its punishment will be in this dunya. And in this life, the trials, the tribulations, earthquakes and natural disasters, and murder and bloodshed. And he says in the beginning, this is my ummah, this is a nation that has mercy upon it. Yet we're being told that we're going to go through trials and tribulations and earthquakes and natural disasters and murder and bloodshed. How can we have mercy upon us? Because after that, he says, because we will have that in this dunya and we will not experience it in the next life, in the akhirah. So we have that. That's a huge opportunity, a huge mercy. Because wallahi, you would trade your whole life being in a catastrophic situation in this world in order to save yourself from 1 second in the akhirah. Wallahi thumma wallah. The situation in the akhirah, if you're being punished, you don't want to be in that situation, wallahi. Even if for 1 second, you're not going to be able to handle it. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us all of the signs, all of the information, all of the things that we need to look for in the future. He gave us all of it. Because some of us may think, they're looking around, they see the signs, they're waiting, just relax, don't worry, Imam Mahdi will come and he'll take care of everything. He'll fix everything, don't worry about it. But actually, that's not the mentality that we should be having. That's not the right way of thinking. We shouldn't have the mentality of just sit back and somebody will rise up and we'll have a good strong leader and he'll take care of it, no problem. We shouldn't. We should take action. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ra'd, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will not change the condition of the people, of a ummah, of a nation, hatta, until they change the condition of themselves. The qawm will never be changed until the nafs is changed. The qawm, the tribe, the group, the nation, the ummah will not be changed until the individual is changed, until the nafs is changed. We have to make this a responsibility amongst all of us. Everyone has a responsibility on an individual level in order to make the collection stronger. If everybody in this room, for example, the ulama of the Salaf used to mention that if everyone came with one candle and walked out in the streets, we would light up all of the streets. If everyone came with one candle, they would light up all of the streets. If everyone in this room, if we came here at midnight, pitch dark, and if everybody turned on the flashlight on their phone, we would light up this whole room. Though it's a very big room, mashallah, tabarakallah. If everyone brings what they have to bring, if everyone does their job and they do it to the best of their ability, collectively, we will be stronger. If everyone controls himself and they rectify themselves and they work on themselves and their family, and we do that collectively, wallahi, we will change the world. If everyone brings their own light, if everyone brings their own nur, we will light up the whole world. We all have this responsibility. And Allah is unlike the people and the companies that we're working with today. You can work on something, a project, whatever that you may find, for 1 minute, 1 year, 1 month. You can dedicate your whole life to it. What do they care about? They care about the results. What did you do? Did you accomplish what you were supposed to do? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not looking at the results. In fact, He doesn't look at the results. He looks at your effort. A company doesn't care if you spend 1 year on a project. If it didn't work, it didn't work. They might even kick you out. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't care about the results. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to see that you put your effort, even if it went completely wrong. Even if everything you were trying to achieve didn't work, you put in the effort. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cares about. That's what Allah wants to see. When He told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to go to Quraysh, when He told him to go to the other people in other cities surrounding it, He didn't tell them, if they don't believe, you're going to be in trouble. No, He said, He told them, I am a warner. And He said, you convey the message and leave the rest to me. You convey the message and leave the rest to me. It's not the responsibility of you to check out the results. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to ask you, why didn't you solve the problem with the Uyghurs? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to tell you, why didn't you solve the problems in Palestine? Allah is not going to ask you that. But He's going to say, what did you do within the capacity that I gave you? What did you do with the influence that I gave you? What did you do with the time, the effort, the wealth that I gave you? What did you do with the strength that I gave you? With what I gave you, what did you accomplish? Did you put in the effort? That is the goal. That is the goal. We want to put in the maximum amount of effort. Disregard the results completely. Don't even look at the results. To be honest, they're completely irrelevant. We are not concentrating on the results. We focus on putting the effort in. Whatever Allah gave me, if it's wealth, if it's health, if it's strength, if it's knowledge, whatever He gave me, I'm going to put that full use. Like I said, if we all band together and everyone does that, imagine how strong we will be. Allahu Akbar. If everyone turned on their flashlight, how bright would this room be? If everyone in this room decided, what's one more person in Jumah, and they didn't come, how empty would this room be? How empty would this room be if all of you, just one, they're thinking it's just one more person, what's going to be the big deal? And then the masjid becomes empty. But everyone collectively, they think, one more person, everybody else, one more person, one more person, one more person, and mashallah, we have a full masjid. And we have the opposite problem of most other religions, that we're building masajid faster than we can fill them. Or we're building masajid slower than we can fill them, actually. We build a masajid right away, we need a new one, we need to expand it, we need to do this, we need to do that. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. So we need to have that. We need to put in the effort. We need to see what you can add to it. What can you add to the ummah? What can you help with the ummah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ. Truly the believers are brothers. And that includes the sisters as well. We don't want to leave them left out. And when you start doing these things, when you start actually helping yourself, you will see, wallahi, that other people will gravitate towards you. People will gravitate towards someone who's helping themselves. You know, there's the famous saying, you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. But they should have another saying that everyone wants to help the guy who wants to help himself. Wallahi, this happened to me just last week. Wallahi, this is a true story. I was driving when I was working, and on the opposite side of the road, I see this man pushing his minivan with his wife and his kids inside. He's pushing it. He's not moving an inch. But I saw that the guy is trying. I felt bad. You know, miskeen, let me. So I went over, I made a U-turn, I pulled over on the side of the road, I got out and pushed this guy. As I'm walking to the car, I see another guy walking to the car. And we moved 2 feet before another guy came and helped him. And before you know, there's 4 of us pushing the car, we got it around the corner. It was not far, we needed to go just a little bit around the corner, and we pushed it. What did the cars do around us? One guy pulled up behind us, he turned on his hazards to make sure no one comes and bumps into us. The other cars, they all stopped, they slowed down, they got out of our way. No one minds. They see you're helping someone, they want to help too, however they can. They knew probably the guy in the car, they got 4 people, they're already moving fast, he doesn't need me. What can I do? Let me go in front of him, turn on my hazard so people know something's going on over here. Now imagine the ummah doing that collectively. Imagine the ummah doing that collectively. Imagine everyone thinking, what do I have? What is the knowledge or the talent or the skill set that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me that I can contribute as well? If you take 1 stick, you can easily break it. You take a pile of sticks, wallahi, you're not going to be able to break it. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. We're talking about the power of the collective unit, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us that He will not change the condition of a people, of a nation, of an ummah, until those people at least try to change the condition of themselves. And the power of the collective is where the power of an ummah, of a nation, comes from. How many times have we seen a small army defeat a large army? In the Battle of Uhud, a small army defeated a large army. How many times have we seen the small defeat the strong? The lower number defeat the bigger number. That collective unit, when they are strong together, no one can move them, no one can shake them, no one can rattle them. And that is what the purpose of this is in Islam. We are here, we are taught, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us that when one part of the body, the ummah is like a body. When one part of the body hurts, the rest of the body is sleepless. Cannot sleep. It's in pain. When we hear what's going on with our brothers and sisters of the Uyghurs, and what's going on in Kashmir, what's going on in Yemen, and all the other countries that you guys are hoping that I'm going to say, but I forgot. All of those countries, when we hear about that, it hurts. We cry. We make dua. But that's at least the thing that we can do. We can at least make dua. A lot of people underestimate the power of dua. We can at least do that. But we need to check the collective. Check yourself. Is there something in myself that I need to change? If there's something in myself that maybe I can improve on, we need to take a complete scan, just like when you go to the hospital. Scan yourself and see what needs to be done. What can you improve? What can you change? What do you need to leave? What do you need to gain? We have to have this brutal conversation within ourselves. And at the end of the day, even if you don't accomplish what you are trying to accomplish, what did you do? You improved yourself, you protected yourself from Jahannam, and you gained Jannah. How much more can you ask for? How much more reward can you ask for? In this process, even if you don't live to see your results, or if you don't even get the results that you're looking for, at least you gain Jannah. At least you protect yourself from Jahannam. And when you go on Yawm al-Qiyamah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks to you and says, what did you do? You can say, Ya Allah, I did A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. And He said, you did your job. Enter Jannah. Can you imagine hearing that? Allah telling you, enter Jannah. And even better, when Allah tells you enter from any gate. That is the power of changing yourself, looking at yourself. If not for the collective, then at least for yourself. Be selfish in this matter. If everybody is selfish right here in this room, and they all say, I want to better myself for myself, that's good enough for me. And we collectively, we're all going to benefit from it. I don't care how smart or how much money the doctor has, he still needs a mechanic to work on his car. He still needs the AC technician to fix his air conditioner. No one can do everything. No one can do everything. And we have a special request for Sister Fatima. She's ill. She's in West Haven Nursing Healthcare Center in West Covina. We ask Allah to give her shifa. We ask Allah to make it easy upon her and her family. We ask Allah to give her patience to her family. And we ask Allah to make this a means of her to expiate her sins and to raise her status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the other announcement is the gentleman that was making a little bit of a ruckus earlier. We ask Allah to forgive him and to cure him and to help him. And we shouldn't backbite him, and we shouldn't say anything negative. Don't swear him. Another Sahabi, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once, and he came repeatedly over and over and over, and he was drunk. Imagine coming to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and you're drunk. And not once, not twice, he kept coming over and over. And the Sahaba were so frustrated with this man. Every time he would come, they would beat him with their sandals. They were so frustrated, this guy keeps coming and coming and coming. And one of them said, may Allah curse you, how could you do this? He said, La'na alayk. He said, may Allah curse you, how could you come to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam drunk? And Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he said, stop. Don't assist shaitan against your brother. Do not assist the shaitan against your brother. For indeed, he loves Allah and His Messenger. So we shouldn't go down the rabbit hole. We ask Allah to give him cure. We ask Allah to forgive him and bless him. And keep it at that. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، وأذل الشرك والمشركين، ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا، ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا، واجعله الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا، وانصرنا على من عادانا، ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا، ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا إلى النار مصيرنا، واجعل الجنة هي دارنا، ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا، اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا، اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استقيموا واعتدلوا صفوفكم سدوا الخلف. Straighten your lines and fill in the gaps. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات كانت لهم جنات الفردوس نزلا، خالدين فيها لا يبغون عنها حولا. قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفذ البحر قبل أن تنفذ كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا. قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد، فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, jazakallahu khairan, brother Zim. If you join us late or you were here, the topic was change ourselves as you change the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala change us to the right path and keep us on the right path. As you leave the masjid, please do not forget the house of Allah, Masjid Umar ibn al-Khattab. There is a tripod with the expenses. It's roughly mounting about 2,500. Look at it, the utility bills, water, electricity, sewer, fire department. Take a look and see what type of expenses. Whatever you can afford, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and reward you immensely. And He will help us in ways we do not know. Also, we ask you to look at the QR. The QR is also on the bulletin. You can put your phone camera on the QR. It will tell you the khatib name and the topic and what events Masjid Umar will provide you. Whether it be Eid, whether it be Ramadan or other events here at Masjid Umar. Take a look at the QR, please, for your own good. And also, as you pray for the Sunnah, do not forget the brothers and sisters who are sick and ill. May Allah give him shifa and shifa al-ajil. He knows He has the power to change all that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and bless you on that. And do not forget the brother and sister who passed before us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him mercy, rahmah, and Jannat al-Firdaus, Ya Allah. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillah. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام وبسر سورة الفاتحة. الحمد لله رب العالمين. إياك نعبد ولا